I'm Anil Kumar, and we will understand how to solve trigonometric quadratic equation with the help of this particular example. Now let me give you a trigonometric formula also, the quadratic equation formula also. If we have equation ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, in that case x is equals to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So that is how you can solve a trigonometric equation using trigonometric formula. You can also solve trigonometric equation by factoring, right? So if you could factor, like let's say x minus alpha times x minus beta equals to 0, then x equals to alpha and x equals to beta could be the solution of a trigonometric equation. So whenever you are given a trigonometric form of an equation, you can solve by these two techniques. Now let's look into our equation. We have 0.3 cosecant square x plus 0.1 cosecant x minus 0.9 equals to 0. Now 9 times 3 is kind of 27, and getting 1 was very difficult, right? So 3 times 7. So we cannot really factor it easily. So we'll apply the quadratic formula. In this, our variable is cosecant x, right? Now a, b, c are: a is the coefficient of x square, which is 0.3, b is 0.1, and c is minus 0.9 for us. So let's apply the formula first and then figure out what cosecant values could be. So we say cosecant x, okay, let me rewrite. Cosecant x is equals to minus of b, that means minus 0.1 plus minus within square root 0.1 square, that is b square, minus 4 times a is 0.3. Substitute these values. Minus 0.9. Minus and minus will become positive. You should see that. Okay, divided by 2 times a is 0.3. Now you have to use the calculator to find cosecant x. So let's begin with the square root part. So we have square root, and that 0.1 square, minus and minus is plus, so I'm just writing plus directly, 4 times 0.3 times 0.9. Let us convert this to decimal value. So we get 1.044. So let me write this as minus 0.1 plus minus 1.044 divided by 2 times 0.3, which is 0.6. So that gives us two solutions, right? So one with negative 0.1 of this, the other one will be adding both negatives, right? If I add both negatives, then what do I get? Let me use calculator once again, since we have to divide by 0.6 also. So both negatives will give me a negative answer. So I'll just add them up. So get 1.044 plus 0.1 equals to, divided by 0.6 equals to. So the negative answer for us is minus 1.9066, kind, right? The positive value will be when I take away from 1.044.1, right? So we get 1.044 minus 0.1 equals to, divided by 0.6 equals to, in decimals, it is 1.573 recurring. So these are the values for cosecant x. Now if you are using calculator, you cannot find the value of cosecant x, so you can find the value of sine x, right? So if cosecant x is these values, then what is sine x? Sine x is equals to 1 over cosecant x, right? So let's take reciprocal of these values. So we have two of them. So we'll do one here, the other one there. So 1 over this value. So we'll do 1 divided by our answer, which one is the positive answer, right? So that gives you, in decimals, the value is, so we can write one as positive answer is 0.6356, let us say, okay? So that is one of the answers. The other one is 1 divided by 1.9066, and that is equals to, in decimals, approximately minus 0.52 let's say 4, 5. So these are two values for sine of x. Now we need to find what x is. Now the solution is to be given in from 0 to 2 pi. So if you remember the cost rule, sine is positive, so we can write this as all are positive in quadrant 1, sine is positive in quadrant 2, and tan in 3, cos in 4. So when we are looking for the first answer, we should first find the acute angles, correct? So the acute angle will be positive and we'll get one of those answers. For sine, the two solutions would be those two, right? So these two. So let's find the acute angle. Let's call it alpha for the time being, which will be sine inverse of this. And the other solution will be 180 minus alpha, correct? So we get two solutions. So we'll use the calculator and say sine inverse of 0.6356 equals to. That gives us the value of 0.6. So we get one solution, which is x is equals to sine inverse of 0.6356, and we get one value as equals to 0.688. So let me round it to 9. So that is one solution. The other solution will be 180 minus this. That means pi minus that. So shift, that is my pi, minus the answer itself gives me, the other is 180 minus this. So that is 2.45. So these are the two solutions for the positive value. Similarly, let's find the two solutions for negative 0.525. Negative 0.525 really means for us that we are looking for solutions in quadrant 3 and 4, right? So we are looking for these solutions now. Let's say that is angle beta. So we'll say sine beta is equals to 0.5245. Let's find the acute angle first, right? So beta will be equals to sine inverse of 0.5245. So let's find beta. So we are calling this as beta, right? So let's find this. So that is shift sine inverse of 0.5245 equals to. So we get beta is equals to 0.5521. So beta is 0.5521. To get these two values, we have to add. So one answer is pi plus 0.5521. The other one is 2 pi minus 0.5521. So these are the two answers. So let's add pi to 1. So shift pi equals to. So we get one of the solutions, and this one is 3.693. The other one will be 2 times pi minus 0.5521. So that is 5.731, correct? That is how you get the solutions. Now you can club all these answers and write your answer. So x is equals to 0.69, 2.45. These are all in radians, right? You can round them to two decimal places, 3.69 and 5.73 radians. So all are in radians, right? So that is how you can write the solution for a quadratic type of trigonometric equation. I hope you understand and appreciate the steps. I have a similar question for you to practice, which follows. So I'll give you a quick solution to that, but you should pause the video and answer that question as a good practice. Thank you and all the best.